How's it guys, Munash here, back with more Alliance War. This was the 11th war of Season 24. Even though the season ended a few days ago, I'm still making these videos because apparently some of you really like them, so I'm just going to carry on making them. So yeah, today we are going with Falcon, Warlock, because Apocalypse Boss of course, and Dr. Doom. So we have an all rank 3 team, which is pretty nice, and we're going to be doing part 5 today, a full part 5. So let's get on to that, and first up we have a Nova on the second node on part 5 with Ebb and Flow Intercept and Heavy Hitter. So a pretty standard placement. I've done this fight several times. I usually do use Doom. He works really well for it. The only thing that sort of threw me off in this fight is that I actually forgot to put back on Mystic Dispersion. Because in the previous war I took it off because I wanted to max Limbo because I was doing in Crouching Stun on the parts on the right. So after that I forgot to put it back and I was just throwing special attacks here thinking I was going to nullify buffs and gain power with Dispersion, but nope, that sort of just threw me off. Made my fight a little bit slower because I would have gotten a lot more special 2s in this fight if I had Dispersion. So now I'm trying to get that parry stun or at least get that combo ender, but he keeps on throwing the heavy attack and I get into a corner. Eventually I can stun him with the parry and then go back in. And here I thought I was going to gain 2 bars of power then throw a special 2, but because of no Mystic Dispersion, nope, I'm still stuck at 1 bar of power. Can't really do anything about that. The Fury is about to expire. The aura as well expires, so yeah, that was kind of a waste of a cycle with Doom. Because I was going to throw a special 2 there and do a lot more damage with the passive Fury, but that didn't work out because I just didn't have Mystic Dispersion. So yeah, that was a little bit annoying in this fight. It made it a little bit slower, but not too bad still. Doom doesn't really need it. He still works really well for this fight. Just gotta play it a little bit more differently, you know, actually maybe utilize the Doom rotation a bit more. So I go for the special 3 here, but the problem is I couldn't get the perfect power steal because he had too little power. So I couldn't get that full power steal on him. So I just carry on doing the usual Doom combos, you know, throwing some heavy attacks here and there. Bait special 1. Eventually the protection comes back, passive fury expires, and my aura expires just before I can throw the special 2 with the passive fury. I'm just gonna throw the special 2 anyway since his health is pretty low. It will take him out because yeah, that incinerates 1000 ticking damage and he goes down. Wow, okay, that was a lot of talking. Think I'll slow it down for the next fight, but the next fight didn't take that long. I mean, she couldn't even last 30 seconds. It was quite sad. So now we have the Sorcerer Supreme with steady build-up Fury, heavy hitter, and power alternator. And I'm going to use Falcon for this one because he can just get the fight done really quickly. She only has about 95,000 health. So just a couple of hits and she'll go down. So I didn't think this fight would take long, but I didn't think it would be this quick as well. So I just lock on with Falcon, and I'm going to go and drop the usual 5-hit combos. I mean, it's quite an easy fight, but with Falcon it was just a complete joke. I mean, she didn't even do anything. Like, all she did was get parried, dash back and forth a few times, and of course get hit a couple of times. And she went down in less than 25 seconds, and I'm not even boosted yet. So yeah, that was definitely one of the easiest fights I've done all season. So that's my section 1 taken care of, and now we're going to move on to section 2, where I had to first deal with the Dragon Man with Crumbling Armor, Force of Will, Footloose, and Kinetic Transference. So initially I was thinking of bringing She-Hulk for this fight, but I decided with Doom instead because he also works pretty well for it. Just because he has that stagger on the heavy attack makes it very easy to control his buffs. One stagger will take care of both the Evade and Unstoppable buff from Footloose, and Dragon Man has power gain, which is quite nice for an awakened Doom. So yeah, he's got everything he needs to just put this fight to bed. Or at least that's what I thought in theory. I mean, I've never actually done this fight before, so I did boost quite a bit. Also for the next couple of fights in section 2. So yeah, Doom's gonna be hitting pretty hard, and I even triggered Protect very early in the fight with my first heavy attack. But still managed to get the fight done in about 75 seconds without removing Protect. Although it's just a rank 5 with about 130,000 health, so it wasn't going to take that long anyway. So this is a fight where you actually want to be utilizing the heavy attack a lot more to drop those daggers to prevent the Footloose nodes. Then what I try to do is always have 1 bar of power when he would have more than 2 bars, just so I can always power steal and prevent him from getting that special 3. So I do utilize holding block quite a bit, just so he doesn't throw the special attack when I don't want him to, because ideally you want to have a stagger on him before he throws a special attack. There's also kinetic transference, so you don't want him to hit your block too much when he has a lot of power already. Unless you have a special 1 ready like I said earlier, then you can just steal that power. So it's one thing to bait specials and manage his power, but you also need to manage your power and just know like how many hits you need to get to 1 special 1. Because if he's close to 3 bars of power, then you can't just drop a full combo if you can't get to the special 1. You'd rather shorten your combo, then back off and start a new combo, then power control with the special 1. And of course avoid using the special 3 because you don't want to trigger protect, and the special 2 still does a decent amount of damage without fury buffs. And the incinerators take him out, not bad with 1 stack of protection. Also, I just noticed that I didn't actually get any power gains from nullifying his, and first I didn't know why, but then I took a closer look at his abilities and realized it's actually called a power charge, not a power gain. So apparently it's a completely different buff which Doom can't exploit, even though it does the exact same thing as a regular old power gain buff, unless I'm missing something. But yeah, now we've moved up to part 5 section 2, and first we have a Nick Fury with Ebb and Flow Intercept and Sadist. So I'm just going to be using Falcon for all these fights on part 5 section 2, because he just works really well for Ebb and Flow. Just gotta intercept once while you're locked on, then protection will never come back and it becomes a very straightforward fight after that. And I'm just going to use an invulnerability boost to be extra safe, because Nick Fury in that second phase, one small slip up, one light ending combo and you could bleed out quite easily. Also, it was quite important that we win this war, so I really did not want to die today. So after locking on with Falcon, I just do the backdraft intercept with the light attack to remove protection. Then it becomes a very simple fight until you remove the decoy. Even after that, it's still not that bad because he doesn't have that much health once he's done degenerating. But yeah, the fight's going pretty well, just locked on for the second time and we are almost done with the decoy. Okay, now Fury is furious, but I am Falcon, so what I've done is I've saved my special 3 for that last 30%, just to make it easier to take him out without relying on blocking or intercepting. So as usual, just wait out the degen while baiting a special 2, wait for Redding to come back and then lock on again before I throw my special 3. So I drop a combo which takes him down to 13%, then all that's left is the special 3. I feel so immature doing that, and Falcon doesn't even have a pew pew sound. When you miss Sudia's war videos too much. But yeah, Nick Fury goes down, and now we're gonna move on to a Sasquatch with Ebb and Flow Intercept and Redoubled Determination. So this is a fight that I usually take with Human Torch. He works pretty well for it. You don't even have to intercept, but it does help his damage quite a lot, and yeah, I just love using Torch on Sasquatches in general. But of course I didn't bring him today, so I'm going to use Falcon for it because he also works pretty well just because he is able to bypass the Ebb and Flow node. So it's just a Sasquatch with Redoubled Determination basically. So as usual, go in, parry, dash back, scan, lock on. Now I just need to get in that intercept, and he is not having it, just playing a little bit too passive for my liking. So it took me a bit longer than usual to get the intercept, but eventually I did before the lock-on expires. So now it's a pretty simple fight, just need to watch out for the Wrath of Teknoaxe activation, which I believe happened twice in this fight. So now the first one is about to activate, but it didn't really last very long, or at least it didn't feel long because I got in a combo as it activated. Then I threw a special 2 which pushed him to 2 bars of power, so I had to bait 2 special attacks, a special 2 then a special 1. And by the time that was over, his Wrath was almost over. So I'm just gonna wait it out, then parry and carry on with the fight, and now we are halfway there. So just carry on dropping the usual combos, wait for Red Wing to reactivate before I lock on again, and just carry on with the fight, no big deal, just a very simple Sasquatch. He's a big boy, pretty healthy champ, but he's going down pretty steadily. With the Falcon, I get a lock on just before the heavy would have hit me. Now I can drop another special 2, do some decent damage, then bait his own special 2, get in a few more hits before lock-on expires once again, and now we're in assassin range, and Wrath is about to come back once again, but I can get in a quick special 1, get one little bleed on him, just doing a fair bit of damage I guess, takes him down to 1% health. If I was still locked on I would have had 2 bleeds on him, but I just gotta wait out Wrath again, then I can parry and take him out. So yeah, that was a pretty standard fight with Falcon. We were pretty much in control the entire time, because once Ebb and Flow is down, the fight becomes so much easier. So now we're going to move on to the final fight in section 2, which is going to be this Immortal Hulk with Ebb and Flow Intercept, Redoubled Determination and Crumbling Armor. Then just heal up Falcon, which I actually needed to do because this was by far the sloppiest fight of my war. I think I actually got close to dying and I was in disbelief because I just couldn't land those backdrafts. Like I kept trying and it just wasn't working this time for some reason. So I go in with Falcon, parry, dash back, scan, lock on, drop that 4-hit combo, go for the backdraft, and he doesn't budge. He just sniffs his arm like a freaking Neanderthal. So I try again, but this time I actually get hit. 4-hit combo takes away half of my health, and at this stage I wasn't sure if I just mistimed it or something funky is going on. But then I looked at the recording again and it looks pretty similar to Sudia's latest video, titled Realistic Hitboxes. Because if you pause it at the right time, you can actually see my fist going through Hulk's body at some point. Either that or some of these animations have had some new evasive properties added to them. So now I'm gonna lock on again while he throws a special 1. Then before I try to intercept again, I'm just gonna bait a special 1 to be safe. Finally he throws it, then I'm gonna go for the intercept again. Then the exact same thing happened, except this time I was a little bit more fortunate that he didn't throw a full combo, he just did 2 hits, which allowed me to survive, because if he dropped a 5-hitter there, then I would have been dead, like quite easily dead. So then I drop a special 3 because I just really want to get out of this corner right now. And the nice thing about Falcon's special 3 is it pushes the opponent to his own corner. So now I line up to get a proper intercept because I just don't trust the backdrafts anymore. So I do land an intercept here, but unfortunately it was just 2 seconds after lock-on expired. So I get the Fury, which is nice, but because I wasn't locked on, the protection will come back, which is not nice. So then I lock on a few seconds before protection comes back, and now I've decided I'm no longer gonna try an intercept, because that's the action that led to my problem in the first place. So if I just eliminate that from my gameplay, that problem should no longer occur. So now I'm just gonna have to be patient and endure the long fight with fairly low health. But at least it's not a hard fight. I just need to hit him and not get hit anymore. Which shouldn't be a problem because I'm no longer trying to backdraft intercept. Because that messed me up pretty badly, man. I mean, I could have died and perhaps I should have died, although you could say that perhaps I shouldn't have gotten hit in the first place. But yeah, I don't know what's up with some of these larger champs and their quote-unquote realistic hitboxes, but I don't like it one bit. Maybe I'll be a bit more cautious next time. In fact, I'll probably do full intercepts next time instead of this backdrafting nonsense, because I just can't rely on these all the time. Or maybe I'll just slightly tweak my timing, see if I can get it done more consistently against this primitive champ. You know what's funny is, I've trashed on Immortal Hulk almost every time I fought him in war, just for being a bit of a joke on defense, not having anything that makes him very difficult defensively, be it stubborn or protect, he is usually an easy kill. Even as a boss with over 600,000 health, Nick Fury still makes him a joke. Yet today I almost died against him with Falcon on a non-boss node, so yeah, maybe this is karma for all the iHulk roasting I've done in the past, because that one was a little bit too close. But fortunately I survived, and now we have one more fight, which is a brand new placement that I've never seen before, so I was looking really forward to it because I'm just kidding, it's an Apocalypse boss. Like, what did you expect? I do this fight once every 2 wars on average, although I've lost count how many times I've done it this season, but I can tell you this is at least the 6th time. This one was just a little bit more interesting because it was the toughest one I've had to face because A, he had no willpower, B, he had the resistance masteries maxed out, and C, this happened. Did you see that? Did you see how the game lagged at the perfect time for my dashback input to not register, causing me to get hit by the heavy attack? Yeah, that's just really frustrating and it kind of sums up my season, because I've had something like this happen a couple of times and it's often against the Apocalypse boss. So I'm already on the back foot, lost quite a bit of health from the heavy attack, but the rest of the fight is gonna be clean. I don't take any more hits and end up finishing with 11% health, which is a little bit close, but I'm just glad I got the solo after that rough start with the heavy attack. So I was thinking about ranting about this whole thing because at the time I was pretty pissed off, even though I got the solo, but this war was about a week ago, so I've had plenty of time to calm down and now I'm kind of over it. Also, I'm still in a pretty good mood after that last crystal opening. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. If you want a fight breakdown for this Apocalypse, then check the previous war videos where I fought him. Actually, don't check the previous one because I probably said something similar, so check War 1 or War 5 of Season 24. So yeah, thank you for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.